With God of War Ragnarok just around the corner, so many of you have been replaying and rewatching every moment in the God of War series, trying to get just a little more insight into the possible twists and turns we'll see in the sequel. According to YouTube comments, and I've received hundreds of them, a lot of you believe one thing that is true. That when Kratos and Atreus in the previous game first meet Jormungandr, the World Serpent, his bellowing booms and tones sounds like he is saying to the pair, "I know you, ghost of Sparta, find Mimir and go," with some debates on whether or not the "and go" is that or something else. So I wanted to take some time today, use that radio broadcasting degree, and really figure out if this is true and if this helps supports one of the more interesting theories for the sequel. To start off, this is what the encounter sounds like in the game.
It speaks?
Yeah! Mom said he's friendly!
What is it saying?
I don't know! That was amazing!
This is what it sounds like if you just pitch it up a bit and give the original some speed without messing around with the audio track more than that. Even with these slight adjustments, it absolutely is sounding more and more like the World Serpent is trying to talk to us. Within the lore, it also makes sense. He's awoken up and is trying to mimic this strange language. Now, here's what I found when I really dove into the audio, stripped it down, and it's pretty exciting.
Go to manscape.com/VGS for great deal.
No, sorry. That's a joke. I'll talk about that at the end. Here is what I really found. It is still a little muffled, but I really do feel like this does give some indication that the World Serpent is in fact saying, "I know you, ghost of Sparta, find Mimir and go." While editing the audio, it was also really interesting to see how the words followed a sort of in and out pattern, almost like blowing through bagpipes, barely audible. It really does seem like this massive monster was trying to communicate with the tools he had at his disposal. A really cool little addition if what we're seeing here is true. So this does open up a few questions though. If this one encounter has a hidden meaning, what about all the other stuff the World Serpent says? I'm going to go over that in a couple minutes, but more interestingly, does this help reinforce the theory that in God of War Ragnarok, Atreus, who we know is Loki, will birth, in line with Norse mythology, Jormungandr by transforming a dying Kratos back in time into the World Serpent to help save the pair? The Serpent certainly looks like an almost clown-like version of Kratos when you really look at him, and one of the final hidden panels in the game shows what definitely looks like Atreus doing what I just described. There's even some runes that can be interpreted as such by some other YouTubers out there. For now, let's look at what else Jormungandr says. There's one really important conversation in the game between Mimir and the Serpent that happens later on that might not be the same rules because in this encounter, Mimir is talking in an ancient tongue. Here is what it sounds like in-game.
He remembers me. Why you? Oh no, that's not right. Makuna huntun kun. Eko no thun no punora. You'll help you. Efniun Fogua. Curious.
What is it?
Oh, nothing to be concerned about.
Here is what it sounds like when the same effects are used as that original clip and Mimir's jaunting interludes are taken out. Listen very closely and tell me if you can hear anything. I will say this is a little less definitive, but I imagine if you internet sleuths were able to put together that first audio hint, you might find something intriguing here. Either way, I certainly think this adds credence to the theory that the world serpent could be Kratos, or it's a well-placed red herring that is even a bit goofy. What do you think? Does the world serpent really sound like he's saying words? And also, don't you think it's time to trim up those balls? Like I said before, head to manscape.com/VGS for 20% off everything you order there and free shipping. They have the classic performance package. Lawnmower 4.0 works great in the shower. Buy it once, forget about it, and help me out before Ragnarok takes us all.